cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face. Just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Hey, legends don't die anyway. I was working on a play today. Body bags covered away. I paved, zipped up like a bathing ape. How many of us then came and stayed? Not too many. I've been staying awake to get it and get right on every mistake. I give them a bite, they taking a plate. It's all been a feeling that I couldn't shake. So I just keep killing till I'm at the gates. We straight, we treat them like worms in a lake. They bake, just give me a drum and a bass. I skate and grind till I'm numb in the face, okay? Don't fuck up my day. Don't talk about clutch, I got ice in my veins. I'm colder than Trey, I stick to the code. I'm glitching the game. I do anything for the win at the end of the day. I gotta cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face. Just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anyways. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anywhere.
Feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. You're on step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats. Circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Been ready. I waited. My turn. On God. Hell steady. I keep dropping back to back. I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy. Brody moving state to state, make $1 million out to send me. Plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies. I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who?
Wow, why do I look so low down? That is ridiculous. How are we all doing, people? Well, it's something different here on a Thursday night for the commentator channel, as we are now a part of the AERS console assist. We will also be doing comms on their races throughout the season. So yeah, we are full-time AERS commentator, and I hope everybody is happy with that. So yeah, we had a great race last night at Bahrain with console, no assist. Let's hope that the console assist boys can do the same here this evening around Bahrain. I'm sure we're going to be seeing lap times that are pretty much mirroring last night, maybe a bit close, maybe a bit off. as they are using some assists. But I mean, the assists that these guys will, some of the majority of these guys will be using, probably line, and I would probably say ABS. They'd be the two assists that I would say that the guys are aimed for. In this thingy with the grid that this tier has, absolutely brilliant. I've just been having a quick look at it, quick nosy. But we'll get into all that goodness in a minute. Let's quickly look at the constructors. Obviously, we weren't here last week. We missed the race. Piney Penguin, the absolute legend, took control of the comms. They're not feeling too great today. So we will be rocking it on our own. Hope Piney feels better later and he can bounce back. But yeah, we've got some names that I am familiar with in this tier. Optic, we've got Raza Gamer, another name that we know. We've also got the big man, the legend, and that is Goto taking part in this evening as well. We've got Immortals Josh, another driver I know well. Hope Josh is okay. How are we doing, Josh, if you are in the stream? And yeah, a couple of teams that we've not seen before. TDR, FSR, EWE, WRL, who seem that they've only got one driver. It doesn't look like the Red Bull team have got a driver at all of MVK, but that could have been updated. But we'll find out, obviously, once we get into the grid. But let's have a look how things fared last week. Who took the plaudits? What team is standing at the top? So here we go. And you can see the AERT are at the top. Immortals crashing, I'm calling it. And I've seen Josh race at a different place that usually was tonight. I mean, I don't know if he is racing over there at this moment in time, but I know that he does race elsewhere, but hopefully he is racing with us this evening. So yeah, AERT at the top with Titan Esports team in at P2. Then we've got Technical Racing Esports in at P3, MVK P4, Quadriga Esports in at P5, Total Dynasty Racing in at P6, EWE Esports in at 7, Alien Motorsports in at 8, Ultimate Formula Racing Team are in at P9, WRL are in at P10, and Fusion Sim Racing in at P11. And as you can see there, WRL and Fusion Sim Racing both need a result here this evening in regards to this race to drag themselves off the bottom of the Constructors' Championship. Is a place that most teams don't want to be, at the bottom of the championship. Don't want to be seen as a team that aren't quite the UFRT. Get this, says MRT Kiwi in the chat. How are we doing, Kiwi? Welcome in. But let's have a look at everything else. Let's just so let's have a look at the teams. Let's see who's racing. I will be just saying these rather than showing you. So in for AERT in the Alpine, it's Goto and Immortals. In for Alien Motorsports in the Ferrari, we've got AMS Timo and Brandox. I'm good, I'm driver for UFRT. Yeah, no worries, Kiwi. Let's hope that you boys do well here this evening. In for UFRT is Jonesy and Robin. MVK don't seem to have a team. Don't seem to have any drivers present this evening. Don't know if that's yes, Night Owl. How are we doing? You absolute legends. TTN are in the McLaren. They've got Exodus and Frank Tank. Frank Tank, another name we know very well. Hopefully Frank just does join us in the stream. We've got Technical Racing Esports. They will be driving in the Williams, and it's TRS Trixie and Persona Sus. QDR are in the Audi, and they've got Roots Kings and Danny. FSR, Aston Martin, says a dead team, so I don't think they've got any drivers taking part. We've got TDR in the Haas, and Zero and King James will be in the car for them. In for WRL is Yoris, and looks like he's driving on his own. Then for EWE, we've got Cludgy Duck and Lassie Stroll. We allowed to dark humour while doing comms. Rock away, mate. We haven't been banned yet, so you're doing well. My goat, Frank the Tank. Absolute legend. Not seen Frank or Optic race for a long time. So it'd be good to see how Frank's adjusted to the new game. Up the TNT says RSF1 Invade. How we doing, Invade? Welcome in. So let's have a look at the track info for the circuit here this evening. So Bahrain was first introduced to the Grand Prix back in 2004, with the track length being 5.412 kilometers. The lap record is held by Pedro de la Rosa. He set that while he was with McLaren in the MP420 in 2005, and the track time, the lap record is a 1 minute 31.447. Most pole positions is a shared one, with Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, and Max Verstappen taking the plaudits, with Lewis Hamilton being the only man to take the most wins here at the circuit, which is 5. Turn 1 is the only corner to have a name here at the circuit, and it is Michael Schumacher corner, which is obviously, like I said, turn 1. Pull run to turn 1 breaking point is 353 meters, a good one, and a good chance for people trying to get an overtake done into turn 1 off the start. If your competitor in front of you or at the side of you gets a bit of a bad start, you know you can get that position into turn 1. The safety car probability at the circuit is 63%. I think that's quite high for league racing. Don't really, I mean, in my time doing comms here at Bahrain, not really seen many safety cars. There is quite a wide runoff space that really just genuinely bring out the virtual safety car, but you never know. Obviously, safety cars can be a thing in all races. So pit stop time loss here at the circuit is 22.9 seconds. That's including a 2.5 second stationary stop. There are 4 straight line mode zones here at the circuit. Your first one on the lap being between turns 3 and 4. Then it's between turns 10 and 11, 13 and 14, and then 15 and turn 1. Oh, here we go. So, Night Owl says, I visited an orphanage today. Okay. So, I need to get on the game. I need to see if I've got an invite off somebody. I didn't know people called it that. I called it looking for new sex toys. Oh my god. No, did he? No, did he, Night Owl? But yeah, 7 people watching along so far. How are we all doing, people? I am very much ready for this one. No invite as of yet. Still 5 minutes to go, though, so hopefully we'll get P. Diddy. God, love Night Owl. Love his humour. Absolutely love it. But yeah, we've got Gotto coming in soon as well. Not seen Gotto on the circuit track for quite some time. Can he take a win? Are we going to see his classic medium run that we've seen in qualifying through, throughout some time for Gotto? Obviously, back in the days, why was Kobe one of a kind? I ain't got a clue, Night Owl. I'm waiting for the answer. I'm just sat here, waiting, looking at the chat, come on, you can do it. We're going to get that answer shortly. He was the first one to took his daughter with him. Go! Go on, Lyle. Go on, lad. No, didn't get milk. Oh, shit. Oh, crikey. But yeah, very much looking forward to this. Not covered a race for the console assist. Did have the opportunity last season, but I felt like it was a bit much with me getting back into comms. But hopefully we're going to be doing a bit more on the channel, maybe trying to go live on a few extra days, running some 5-lappers on every day that we possibly can, not just a Saturday. Thinking of a little change. That's a shame, because it ain't happening. What the fuck is Gotto's shit? Whoa, why is Gotto... Let me just see what Gotto was saying, people. Why don't Indians play football? Go on, mate. Just asking Gotto why he won't be attending the race this evening, see what's going on. That's going to bring the grid right down. I mean, we've already got like drivers missing and teams not putting out a lineup. Because every time they get a corner, they open. I should have raced. Hey, Night Owl, if you still can. I mean, I don't know whether it's against the rules or not. I'll have to go over the rules properly. I really do need to. I can ask. These fucking jokes again. Hey, you know you love it, Gotto. You know you love it. Right, is anybody going to give me an invite when they're in this lobby or what? I don't know whether I need to go into PC. I mean, console no assist. Chat. And as we say that, Gotto invites me. Thank you, Gotto. What? Online service error? Josh B. We know Josh got some decent pace. Frank the Tank. Oi, oi. You look exactly. So 15 drivers. Hopefully we've got a couple of more coming in. We've got Grumpy being a spectator. I'm sure he's watching the chat as well. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to this one. Like I said, there's names that I've done comms on before, and it's always that little bit easier when you're doing comms to have them names that you've done before. You know, it can be quite daunting as a commentator to go into a race that you've never done. What does Christians and homosexuals have in common? I don't know. As Gotto goes in with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Gotto. You absolute legends. The OG. Every time they get on their knees, they say, oh God. Oh, but Gotto, you absolute legends. Make sure you put the W's in the chat if you did receive a gifted sub from Gotto. Got Jimmy Boy, High RPM, RSF1 Invade got one, and we've already seen his thanks Gotto in the chat. We've got Jay in the chat. That's brilliant. How are we doing, Jay? 16 people watching along. So far, we've seen brilliant numbers on the channel. Honestly, I just want to take this time now to thank everybody who is in that AERS community, whether you've been in there or you've just been watching along. The love that is being shown for these races, the amount of people that are tuning in per race is absolutely amazing and so humbling. High RPM, who are you? Who am I? Do you want me to step out of the way? That's me. Up there. I got a whole section in my brain. But are we doing high RPM? I am the commentator. And I am stepping in for Piney. I will be the commentator for the rest of the season. I will be covering every division that we have here at well, Grumpy has here at AERS. So get used to this face, high RPM, and the voice. Yeah, word Piney Go. He's not been feeling the greatest today. We was meant to be doing call comms because I remember him doing assist. Yeah, he was doing assist. He's just not. He woke up feeling not the greatest. Didn't get too much sleep. So I did say to Piney, you know, if he does want to, you know, take the night off and get some proper rest, and then we'll come back next week and smash it, then he, you know, he's more than happy to do so. So yeah, that's what we did, and hopefully Piney is feeling a lot better, and hopefully he can join us next week. Because I did watch his comms, obviously, to have a look at the little bit of the race, and from one commentator to another, did very, very well. There's Gotto again with the gifted subs. This has been a month to remember. Gotto with 50. The whole time Gotto's been here, 51 gifted subs. much love to Gotto. Much love. He is the goal. To get ahead of Justin on the leaderboard. Well, don't let Justin know that. Jesus Christ, he'll be back in. But yeah, big thank you to all of you for making the channel what it is. We're going to move over to the race as the countdown is on for qualifying to begin. And there will be 18 minutes of qualifying. The fastest lap will start P1 in the race. Who's going to come out on top? And I thought you loved me, Gotto. I know, Jay. I do. Gotto straight on the defensive. I do. But here we go, people. Short qualifying is going to be underway very shortly. 18 minutes of fast laps to determine who comes out on top, and we'll start in pole position for the race. And I mean, I know pole position is pole position, but and obviously it feels amazing to be top of the pops, let's say, in a grid and being sat at the top. But sometimes, is it the right place to be? Sometimes I think it is better to be in P2 rather than being in a P1, and especially if you've got a good start, you can get a thingy. But let's get the track map up. Let's get everything up, ready for this one, not telemetry, and we'll see who hits the circuit first. Can I join your team? Wow, we do have an open spot on our roster. Look at Gotto trying to fucking sell AERS out there. What's going on there, Gotto? Whoa. I'll pay you a tenner to stay at AERS. Just ain't cutting it anymore. I'm gone. Whoa. £10. £10, Gotto. £10. And what do you mean they're not cutting it? The top of the championship so far. Shut up, you shit. Yes, Italian racing. Hi, the commentator. I'm Ricky. How we doing, Ricky? Thank you for joining us here in the chat. And there's always that follow button, Ricky. No, actually, I think you are actually already racing, aren't you? Actually following, so thank you. We've got people out on the circuit. We've got a McLaren absolutely dancing away. And it's Exodix. Right, mate. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. You're too busy running it up a sheep back end. It's it. Go on. But yeah, Exodix. If that's how you pronounce it, I'm so sorry. Go TRS, says Ricky in the chat. But AERS do have a firm grip on the lead of the championship after race one. Can the other teams close the gap? Or are we going to see Gotto and Josh put on one hell of a performance here at Bahrain and steal the show once again? But yeah, Exodus out first on the circuit, looking to put the first lap on the board. Can they do it without invalidation? Trying to get myself in. Come on, Night Owl. Not seen you race for a bit, to be honest, mate. I really haven't seen you race. So here we go with Exodus, first lap of the evening, and he's on the rundown to turn one. Remember, this is console assist, but as I said, I don't think they'll be using many. If any, it'll be corner for the line and probably ABS, but that'll be it for the majority, I would like to think. Don't think there's space. I know, yeah, you might not get in this one, Night Owl. It's touch and go, mate. It's touch and go. But yeah, Exodus nicely through turn one. No, sector one, sorry. No invalidation so far for the driver. Can he get a good banker lap in here? Can he set the standard? We've also got Gotto and Josh B out on the circuit. It's line only. Ah, right. Fair play. Thank you for giving me the heads up there, Grumpy. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you've had a good day. There's a 106.217 there. The Sector 2 split for Exodix. I really can't pronounce their name. And here we go. Just 2 corners to go now for the McLaren driver. It's going to be power down to the start-finishing line. What's it going to be as he crosses the start-finish line? It's a 127.765. Let's go on with the GOAT, the legend. Z6. Right, nice one. For Josh B, a 27.420, putting AERT on the top at the moment. But Gotto getting the tyres warm and ready for his first run of the evening as Brandon, it's got to be Brandon, goes in with a 127.268, beating Josh to the top spot. No worries, Night Owl. Speak soon. So Gotto now trying to sneak a little bit of slipstream off the Ferrari in front as we see QDR moving to the top with a 127.195. Are we going to see any of these drivers into the 26s? We did see it last night with the console no assist. And I think if anybody can, this man can. The GOAT that is Gotto. Absolute legend, this lad, and doing well so far. Can he get into the top 4? Gotto stinks here. Well, let's hope not, Grumpy. Let's hope he has a good one here this evening. There's a 105.849. Absolutely smashing the time of Z6. So here he comes round turn 14, through 15 he goes. Can he get the exit he needs? Looks like he just ran a bit wide and a correction on the exit, but to the line it's a 127.316. Gotto moving up into P3. Root Kings not far off the 26s with their lap there. As we get Mad Max Trixie invalidated the lap. Let's have a look at Frank the Tank. A 105.795. He's putting in a decent time here. Decent times through sectors 1 and 2 so far for Frank the Tank. Can the Tank put it on the top step? 2 corners to go here for the McLaren driver on their first run of the evening. Can they set a good banker? Here we come. Frank to the line. And it's a 127.334. Goes in behind Joris, who's in at P4 with a 127.325. But all the drivers moving into the pit lane as we move on board with KZR. Dave. Caden's split in Sector 2 was a 5.1 by the way yesterday, so that's how far they're off in Sector 2. Oh, thanks very much, Grumpy. It is shit that I need to start writing down. So let's see what Dave can do in the Cadillac. Can he do anything with this Cadillac? Can he move into the top 3? The time's looking very close. We could be in for a very interesting race here this evening. But let's see what KZR Dave can do. Didn't look too quick out of turn 14 there. I don't know whether that was just me, but really didn't look at all fast as he was coming out of that turn 15. We get TRS Titan. Evening, gents. How are we doing, Titan? Nice to have you in the chat and watching along here with us. So yeah, a 5.1 was the Sector 2 split last night. Thank you to Grumpy in the chat. Absolutely shambolic start. Come on, Gotto, you got this, lad. KZR Dave moving nicely through. Run a bit wide on the exit there. Surprised there weren't an invalidation. Did look like, but all the tyres were across that white line. Doing good. Just got back from a family event, so nice to chill out and watch some AERS. Hey, that's what we always like to hear. As we get Brian with the follow. Thank you very much, Brian B, with the follow. As we are on board with KZR Dave, looking to put this lap time on the board. And yeah, a 106. It's not going to see him in the top 5, I don't think. Maybe could be possibly outside the top 10 with this one, but we'll see as Dave goes to the line. What's it going to be for Dave? It's a 127.932. I did say it wouldn't get in the top 10. With Dave getting P15 there. Who's no name? Who is this? 677. Yes. 677 followers. Wow. I'd have never thought I'd have made that. Damping. Damping. Okay, Damping. The other Williams driver, currently in at P6. We'll stay on board with him as he's on an out lap. Let's see what he can do. Currently a 127.369. Can he improve? .369 just reminds me of Little Wayne. 369, damn, you're right. Stop it to me one more time. Get low. Get low, get low. Alright, but here we go with Damping to the run down to turn 1. Oh, when there is a Ferrari in his way, hopefully he doesn't get any dirty air on the exit. That can spoil an exit for a driver. Did look like he had a bit of a back end step out there due to some dirty air off the Ferrari. Showing your age now. Hey, everybody knows Lil Wayne. Not Lil Wayne. Fucking hell, he's not even called Lil John. But that is an old song. It is an old song. So Damping doing well. So how has he got it where his name just is nothing? Is it some sort of glitch, this, that we're seeing? So let's watch for the Sector 2 split. Got a couple of corners to go before we see that. See either a Haas or a Cadillac getting out of the way of a driver on a fast lap. But here we go with Damping up to the Sector split. What's it going to be? He's only 7/10 off Caden's quickest Sector 2 split. Could this be a lap time for the top 5, maybe even top 3 here from Damping as Joris goes to the top with a 127.184. A thousandth of a second he beat Joris by. But there we go. Damping does not improve. Staying P6. Let's have a look at Goto. Goto down in Sector 1. Has he found improvement through Sector 2? No, he's definitely backed out of the lap. Let's have a look at Josh B. He's the other AERT driver. Has invalidated. So maybe making his way back to the pit lane. Let's have a look at Cludgy Duck. Let's watch for the Sector 1 split. Just one corner to go for Cludgy Duck until we see if there's any improvements on the lap. Here we go. Crosses the... A small improvement through Sector 1, but an improvement is an improvement. Can he continue that pace on through the rest of the lap and just gain that little bit every time? He is a 10th behind Danny D Master in P11 currently. Literally a 10th splitting the pair. A thousandth of a second splitting P1 and 2 currently. Well, just under a thousandth of a second. Cludgy Duck coming up to the Sector split. Is there an improvement? He's found a massive improvement in Sector 2. This could move him up into the good battles. Like, the good battles are always up at the front. I'm sorry, but they are. Sometimes they're not, but you're putting yourself right in the mix with this lap time. If he can get a good exit out of the final corner. Here he comes, Cludgy Duck to the line. It's a 127.468. He lost time in Sector 3. And I think he remains P11 as AMS Brandon moves to the top for Ferrari. And AMS with nearly just half a tenth more, and he would have been into the 26s if we got Kazua in the chat. Yo, how we doing, bro? But yeah, Kazua doing well. We see Gotto back into the pit. Frank the Tank up into P5. Josh B with another lap there. Big improvement. Moves up into P2, but Mad Max Trixie. The lap times are falling in. Track improvement with every lap. And Mad Max Trixie moving up into P1 with just under 4.5 minutes left here in qualifying. So Mad Max Trixie for TRS puts it on the top spot. As we get Kazua with the watch streak reached, 10 stream streak. Oh, brilliant. Was doing all right until randoms came to Ryan, Vegas lobby and ruined it. Ah, unlucky. Oh, have you been racing with DRS? How did it go for you, Kazoo? And I'm doing very well, mate. Doing very, very well. Everybody's still out on the circuit. These drivers will be making their way back to the pits and getting ready for the final runs of the evening. Maybe making some little treats. Nah, I've skipped Singapore today. Alright, no worries, bro. But thank you for joining us for 10 streams in a row. Absolute legend, mate. Absolute legend. But yeah, everybody making their way back into the pits. Gotto straight back out. No danger. Gotto wants a crack at that top spot. He needs to find 0.3 of a second. A solid 0.3 will see him move into the top. But as Mad Max Trixie and the rest of the drivers got improvements on their final runs, he'll have to look for, I would say, at least a 4/10 improvement on the lap. I think a 26 could see him on that top spot. Didn't want to risk it being like Monza. I mean, we'll speak about that after, mate. We'll speak about that after. But Kazua, I know some great places if you've got, you know, if you want to race and stuff like that. I know some really good places that you can have a really good fight in, so. Is that real? Is what real? Here we go, Gotto squaring up for the final, his potential final run of the evening. He does have time. If he doesn't see the lap improving, he can back out and go for a recharge and go for another run. But is that real? What do you mean by is what real, mate? As Mad Max Trixie retires, that has got to be an ego retirement for Mad Max Trixie there. He doesn't think people can beat him. I think, if anything, I would have liked to have gone for that final run. As the racing is clean, I'll take anything right now. Yeah, man, we'll speak after this, mate. We'll speak after this, don't worry, Kazua. God knows what that person was asking is what real. Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But I think Gotto, yeah, he's definitely backed out of the lap here. He's going for another out lap. There's some temperature in the tyres, trying to find the improvement he needs. We've got QDR routing. He's behind Gotto. Everybody just taking the time, waiting for the best track evolution here for their final run. Frank, let's have a watch of Frank. Frank the Tank making his way through turn one. Looked a bit hesitant there into turn one. We've got 20 people in the channel. How we doing, peeps? Well, Frank, just this corner and a bit of a straight. We'll see if he's improved through sector one. Here comes the split, and Frank narrowly up. And I mean narrowly up on the lap time. He's got to find the time in sectors 2 and 3 now if he wants a crack at that top spot. Mad Max Trixie in there at the moment with a 127.019. Are we going to see anybody break into the 26s? Yeah, no worry, brother. No worries, brother. So ZX can't improve a 127.338 in at P9. Frank the Tank looking to improve, looking to try and get as high up as he can. Can he have a crack at the top spot? He's got 2 corners to go here on his final run of the evening as we get Nick Callan retiring from the session down in P14. But Frank the Tank to the line. Has he done it? Frank moves up to P6. A 127.246. Look at how close it is. Josh B. No improvements from Josh. And it's Brandon. Brandon to the top. One of the drivers into the 26. Damping as well into the 26s. Has Gotto got it in the bag? He hasn't. He's lost time through sectors 2. And unfortunately, Gotto, you can tell, not happy. And Gotto, the bit of a silly moment from the AERT driver. Says he's on an outlap again. God knows. But Brandon taking it with his final run of the evening, a 126.992 from the AMS driver. And it's a good result, this, for AMS. Damping. And I'm sure that the Williams team of TRS are going to be loving this result. Damping and Mad Max in a P2 and 3 in a great spot to take a race win here is the TRS team. But yeah, Mad Max Trixie, is he regretting going and not doing that final run? I think personally I would be. But he does have his teammate there with him, so hopefully they can do some damage in the race. And that is qualifying over with AMS Brandon taking that top spot. Absolutely cracking lap from the AMS driver. And I'm sure Alien Motorsports are happy with that. So, yeah, 16 drivers looking to win this race here this evening. Can AERT improve on their current positions? P5 and 8. They do lead the championship after race 1. And HLR. Are HLR here this evening? I haven't seen any of the boys, but they probably are. But if they're in front of the AERT boys, it definitely sets them in good stead. But AERT looking to continue leading this championship in this race. Can they get more out of this race in the positions that they currently are? Josh B, they've set themselves in good position. But yeah, have I looked at the wrong? I have looked at the... Yes, I really have. I've looked at the wrong one. There we go. So yeah, ART, HLR are in this one. So Titan Esports, they are in at P2 with 46 points. ART do have 49. So if Titan Esports have done a decent job in qualifying, let's hope that they can do anything to it. And it's retirement time for me. No, it's not. If you're retiring, you're doing comms with me. That's what you're doing. You're going to be doing comms with me. You're not retiring. The commentator and Gotto. Fucking legendary pairing, that Gotto, mate. Legendary. I'm just going to get a quick drink. Wet the old whistle. You better be an all young man. But it would be good to see how some of the drivers do cope with doing comms. He was just giving these little head start. Grumpy wouldn't allow you to retire. Nah, definitely not. But it would be good to see like some of the drivers try and take on comms. It really would. I've done racing, so don't even try and say, get me in racing. If I tried racing against you lot, you'd all lap me. I'd do comms. Goto, hey. More than welcome anytime to join me in the comms bot, mate. Anytime. Tomorrow night, mate, join me for Ferrari Esports. All you'd hear is... Oh, God. Go on, lad. Oh, crikey. All we'd have to say to him is Bahrain you. And if Grumpy, if you don't get that, then I'm going to be ashamed. If you don't get that reference, if anybody doesn't get that reference, you are uncultured. Let's see if Grumpy knows it. Come on, Grumpy, what is it? I don't know if you heard what I said, but I will say it again. Didn't hear. Bahrain you. What movie is it out of? And you've got kids, so you've got to have watched it. Oh. Not a clue. I barely watch out. Babe! The pig! Some of the lads watching this, there's a fucking babe called Pig, and there's a movie bit about it. Like, yep, the commentator is really showing his fucking age. Nah, having a fucking, oh my God. Right, well, just forget the joke. Forget what I said. But here we go. It's 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights for race 2, and we are underway. And the Ferrari of Brandon gets a great launch off the start there. The Williams boys in behind. Are we going to see a switch in positions for these two? Mad Max Trixie got the outside line, switches to the inside, and he does. The TRS team switching positions. Jesus Christ. As we get more battling going on, Gotto under a bit of pressure from AMS Tiot. When did... I didn't even see him in quali. But there you go. That'll do. Ah, Titan knows. Titan knows. Go on, Titan. I don't feel like I'm on my own. That'll do. Titan with the save of the evening. As we get one of the AMS boys off in the background there. That is AMS Tiot, and I tell you what, Brandon's had a brilliant start here. But man, the Williams team looking to stay close, and Josh B in behind. Can he make it? Yup, missed a word. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Kludgy Duck, very far back in the background for the Cadillac team. Don't worry, this will become more cleaner, more fresher as we move forward through this championship. It is just my first time doing comms on these boys, so it's learning the teams and learning who's a part of them. Bottled that harder than Gotto in quali. Hopefully Gotto's not reading that, as we do get contact in the background, and that is Kludgy Duck retired from the session. And what went on there? Two drivers locked horns, and we seen them both go into the wall. Just couldn't see it fully in the background, but that was a big mistake. But now we've got Gotto and Josh B in behind one another. This could be the Williams team versus AERS, and let's get the Williams team right. And it is TRS. So this could be a TRS versus AERS race. That's how it's lining up, with an AMS driver looking to hold off both teams and still take the win. Frank has lost a few positions off the start there. Let's have a look at the tyres. So very much a mixed bag, but the mediums are the dominant tyre of choice here in this opening stint, with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers opting for the hard compounder tyres. There's Brandon with the fastest lap of the race. Front lads are on mediums, whereas the guys in behind are on the hard compounder tyres, and they're just trying to hold off Exodus, Z6 and T-Ot, who are on the mediums. You need to use the mediums early, try and get the position away, as we see Gotto under pressure here from Z6. But those mediums will have the better grip for a number of laps yet. Gotto will continue to feel the pressure from Z6 until them tyres start to die. But Josh B, just watching the top three carefully, watching for any signs of weakness where they could potentially go on the attack and try and take a position away from the TRS team. But Dampin doing the right thing. We've seen this from Ward in the console no assist, where he just kept back, tried, you know, to maintain tyres as long as he could, going for that extra lap at the end. So you know, before the pit stops, well, after the pit stops, whatever, as it all is splitting up a bit further back now. Frank the Tank has dropped out of straight line mode, and now he's going to be feeling the pressure from Danny DeMaster. Danny DeMaster right on the rear diffuser of the McLaren of Frank the Tank. He's having a little look. Does he pull out? Does he brake later? Does he try and go for the move into turn one? Frank locking up there into turn one and just forcing his way back through into that P9 position. A little bit there was Frank, but nonetheless still remains in P9. King James losing grip to the top 7. It could be a very lonely race for the Haas driver of TDR, as he's just hasn't got the pace to stay with the top 7, but also Frank the Tank and the rest of the lads just don't seem to have the pace as they're going side by side. Frank under heavy pressure here from Danny DeMeister as they're both going into the wall. Big moment as we see the virtual safety car brought out, and Danny DeMaster trying to push Frank over to the side there, but looks like the car's locked, and I don't know, for them still to be going right, Danny has to be facing that car into the right. I'm not going to overly speculate on that, but it did look like Dan could have been the culprit for that one. Didn't look clean at all, as we've got Frank going quite wide, and now he's got to jump into the pits for a new wing. Has he stopped in time? Luckily enough, he didn't pick up a 10-second time penalty there, as normal grip is resumed. We are back under race conditions, and that's so unfortunate for Frank, as he was hoping to use that virtual safety car to his advantage. As we get Brandon, we've got Mad Max Trixie trying to go for the lead of the race here on lap 5, but Brandon still maintaining the lead, but he is feeling the pressure from Mad Max Trixie. And I think it was the best idea for the Williams team to trade positions. Obviously, Dampin on the hard compounder tyres needs to let his teammate through, let his teammate try and go on the attack against Brandon, as Brandon also on the mediums at the start of this race. So good choice there, good strategy from the Williams team of TRS. But can Mad Max take advantage of it, and can he get the lead of the race? He is very close to the back of Brandon. Can he get close on the exits of turn 14 and 15? As we see him closing right up here. He is pretty much pushing Brandon through turn 15 there, and well, 14 and 15, sorry. But here we go. Brandon trying to defend, moving to the inside. But it's going to be Mad Max Trixie going for that inside line into turn 1. Who comes out on top? Brandon's still fighting it, but Mad Max Trixie moves up. And I think Mad Max trying to help Dampin move into the P2. And it looks like Dampin's trying to put him under pressure. Can Dampin go down the inside? He can't. He knows that the mediums still have that little bit of a grip advantage. But the mediums are starting to fade away. It's usually around lap 7, lap 8 where you really see the tyres pay dividends. As we've got Josh B trying to go on the attack there against Dampin. Has Dampin had a moment? Has Josh B just waited long enough and wants to continue on? He knows he's got his teammate right behind him. And the AERT boys could make this 2 into 1. They just need to get close on the exit. Dampin seems to have resettled that Williams though now. And is continuing on. So Dampin, after a bit of a scary moment, settles back down. Bit of a bad exit there as well. Is Dampin feeling the pressure? Is it mounting with Josh B getting closer and closer to the back of that Williams? Is he sensing an opportunity? Is he sensing an overtake here, Josh B? I think if anything, he really wants to get past Dampin. Dampin's just looked a little lackluster on pace, but he is going for the move. And the TRS team move up into the lead. It's 1-2 for TRS with Brandon now feeling the pressure from Josh. And I think Brandon knows he has to go on a bit of a recharge lap here. He's probably used a lot of his ERS to try and maintain the lead of the race. But now that TRS are in a strong position here, Josh B going on the attack. Can he go all the way around the outside against Brandon? Come on, Josh. Can he get the move done? He'll have the inside line for the next 2 corners. And it is Josh moving up into P3. Gotto also trying to put Brandon under pressure here. Brandon's tyres dying massively here. The mediums really are showing the signs of effects of wear now with the hard compounder tyres being able to brake later, go for them inside lines and have the better traction even on that inside with the better tyres. But this will be Mad Max Trixie's opportunity now to pit. He needs to pit. We know, we can see it visually. Does he try and stay out for an extra lap? Try and sit in behind Dampin for a lap? We'll have to wait and see. As here we go, Mad Max Trixie on the run down to turn 1 now. Josh B just pulling out of the slipstream. There we got Gotto going for the move against Brandon. Gotto up into P4 now. And AERT are on the push. They are trying to gain positions. And we've just seen Brandon lose another position there. The AMS driver having a huge fall from grace over these 3 laps. And now it's AERT versus TRS. Who will come out on top? Mad Max Trixie, I think, should have pitted. He's putting Dampin under so much pressure. As Dampin runs wide, that's going to be a track limit warning for Dampin. He did gain a bit of an advantage there as well through running wide on the exit. It really helped him maintain the position. But Dampin on lap 8, we've seen it on lap 7 as well, struggling. Really struggling to keep Josh behind. Josh really putting it to Dampin, really trying to put him under pressure, trying to force the mistakes. So it's an easy overtake for him. We've got Z6 having a really good race here as well. Getting involved with the race as we try and find the team. It's TTN. So Z6, 48 TTN trying to get involved with the podium battle. And he's doing well on the mediums as well, really being able to stick to the back of Gotto. Maybe he really has managed the tyres well, as we see Dampin going for the lead of the race. And I think Josh B really needs to get past. As what the bloody hell is that? I can't get it. Can I get it off my screen? Yeah. Oh my God! I'm sorry, people. There we go. Do apologise about that little interval there. Oh my God! Josh B struggling on the exit there. Don't quite know what happened, but Josh B losing positions. And now Gotto up into P3. Can Josh bring it back? He showed strong pace going down the inside already on AMS. Brandon is Josh. And Josh don't know what happened, but it has lost him quite a few positions there. As now Tiot trying to take the position away from him, gets the move done. And now Gotto just watching on in behind Mad Max Trixie. If Mad Max Trixie really wanted to play the team game though, we've seen it last Friday from John. It'd be where he tries to hold Gotto up here a bit and allow Danpin not to feel any pressure. And allow him to race his own race, but he is going to get the straight line mode, is Gotto, and he will be able to close the gap. This should be the lap that Mad Max pits. And it isn't. Is he trying to be a blocker for Danpin out of that straight line mode? Nothing much really going on in the background. Nick Callum, trying to defend from the Audi team of QDR. QDR not having a great result here. P14 and P15. They need better. But Gotto will be pushing Mad Max Trixie to the limit. Really trying to wear away those mediums. And I think, like, Mad Max Trixie's Mr. Tricky. He could have really held Gotto up through Sector 2. And allowed Danpin to run off into the distance. They worked well off the start, did the team, but yeah, there's just Mad Max Trixie just seems to be trying to keep the pace, get pulled along by Danpin, which is a great strategy. Obviously, he'll have fresher hard compounder tyres at the end, but Gotto, great exit out of turn 13 there. Really closing up to the back of Mad Max Trixie. Now Gotto, great exit out of turns 14 and 15. He's right on the rear diffuser of Mad Max Trixie. Mad Max Trixie trying to defend the inside line, but Gotto down to turn 1. Can he get the move done? You can see he has the distance. Trixie's got to try and go around the outside, but he can't. And that's Gotto into P2. We've got people pitting, we've got Tiot and we've got Zero into the pit. Trying to go for some fresh rubber. And now Mad Max Trixie going back, trying to put Gotto back under pressure, using those mediums still plenty of life in those mediums. For Mad Max Trixie, if they're able to put Gotto under pressure, especially. Gotto having a little weave. But yeah, Z6 doing well. Z6 looking to put Mad Max Trixie under pressure there. Looked like they were going to try and have a little go at Mad Max Trixie. And Mad Max Trixie having to think twice there about going on the attack of Gotto, but Z6 has a great exit out of turn 13. And again, will these boys stay out or will they decide to pit now? Z6 doing the right thing there, following Mad Max Trixie into the pit lane, as well as Brandon. The medium runners now into the pit lane. And moving on to the hard compounder tyres. Now Danpin really does have a tall order. Josh B has a big order as well. Can Gotto perhaps get in front of Danpin and help Josh close that gap and potentially both of them go for a 1-2 in this race? And Josh is showing some strong pace here. Josh, after that moment where we've seen him, we don't quite know what happened, but after that moment, obviously he's had to use his pace and try and catch back up, and he's gained 2 tenths so far on the lap. Really is trying to push, trying to get that straight line mode, that boost assist. mean, if Gotto just slows up a tiny bit, it does see Josh B in. He can afford to back up just a little bit so he doesn't, you know, rip through the tyres, Gotto. He could just hold it back a bit, bring Josh into the straight line mode. They both got really good pace, and I'm sure that they can work well together to try and get the lead. I was kidding with you. High RPM. What? You was kidding with me? How do you mean? By asking who I was? Yeah, much love. I know people are kidding. I don't take anything serious, mate. I don't take anything serious. But honestly, it's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to have you joining us, watching along here for AERS console assist. And Josh B, every time he gets close, when I said who, all right, thank you. So you know who I am. Thank you very much. But yeah, no worries, mate. It's all love. Don't worry about it. So Mad Max Trixie and ZX in a big battle here. They're on cold, hard compounder tyres. And Brandon has sensed an opportunity. Mad Max Trixie, a bit vulnerable, the switch. And now Brandon's got to try and stay and tuck in behind the McLaren. But they're both battling. Hard Z6 and Mad Max. And any sort of slip up here could see Brandon back into the lead of this little pack. As he tries going round the outside against Mad Max Trixie. This is great battling, great racing shown between these drivers. The respect given for the space to allow the battles to continue is absolutely brilliant. And one to be admired here. When you think of racing, that's the type of racing you want to see. Respect shown, but good battling. And the space allowed to continue the battle on. It's just, it's brilliant. It's epic. But yeah, unfortunately, Josh B, I think, just draining his ERS, trying to catch Gotto and Danpin, so has dropped some distance back now. 2.7 seconds is the gap. And it's very unfortunate for Josh, as I said, showed strong pace since the beginning of this race. It's just, yeah, hasn't been able to make moves after the mistake. Maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe he got forced off. Who knows? As my PC decided to be an absolute idiot. But yeah, not the battle's really here at the minute, Brandon. As we get a bit of a battle going on here at the back. Why does it keep putting cars out like that? They really need to sort that. I've seen this multiple times now. But these two in a solid battle there. Demaster, sorry, and KZR Dave in a battle for P11. It's all they can battle for. Frank the Tank in a very lonely race now as well. In at P10. King James, we did see it earlier on from King James where he would be in a lonely race. Had the pace. It didn't quite have the pace to stay with the top 9. Top 8, sorry. I think it was top 7 at the time. But then Frank the Tank just didn't have the pace to stay with him. So yeah, bit of a lonely one for the pairing here, Frank and King James. Mad Max Trixie dropping out the battle as well. What's happened to Mad Max? Just not involved anymore. He's dropped out of straight line mode. 1.5 seconds. So he needs to find 6 tenths if he wants to get back. AMS T-Ot with the fastest lap of the race so far. 1:30.155. So beating the lap record that was held in real life, which was a 1:31.4 something, if I remember correctly, by Pedro Della Rosa, set back in 2004. So literally on the first race here, Pedro Della Rosa set the fastest lap and nobody's been able to beat it since. Shows how good Pedro Della Rosa was. So we got QDR, Roots King in the pits on lap 15. And let's have a look at the tyres while we're doing nothing. So, yeah, the top 4 yet to pit on 14 lap old. Frank has had to pit. We've seen him in an incident that's seen him move on to a new wing. It does... I cannot remember who it was that he was in the incident with. I think it was Danny. But it might not have been, don't take my word for it. But yeah, Damping doing quite well, holding off Gotto. But is it Gotto just settling in behind Damping and just waiting for the right opportunity? I mean, I think you follow him in and then you use one another to try to get back up to, because they're going to come out behind Brandon and Z6 and Tiot. They're definitely 100% going to come out behind them. So if they can pit at the same time, it will help them progress back to the lead of the race. We have seen it where people pit on their own and they just lose touch with everybody and it ends up a lonely race, especially with the new regs that are in place regarding ERS management. You know, if you lose it in, if you use it in one part of the track, you're losing it in another, and it is very hard to get your head around. I mean, I still struggle. I do try, but I just can't get my head around it. So I stick to what I know best, and that is commentating. But AERS still step for a good result. Josh B just becoming further and further away. You can see the drivers in front, but every time he gains time, they move into a straight line mode area, and then he just loses more time. So very unfortunate for Josh, what it could have been. I mean, he can still end up on the podium. He's showing very, very good pace. But it's going to be a tall order if he does end up in that podium. Mad Max Trixie, don't quite know what's happened to Mad Max Trixie. There could have been a moment, could have been a coming together, but he is out of touch with people, you know, that are going to be in the lead of this race once the top 4 do pit. And we're on lap 17, 12 to go. I think we'll see maybe 1 or 2 laps more from the hard runners, and then we will see the pit stops. I mean, if the distance between Josh B and Gotto could see him into the pits, we could see a double stack from AERT. There is plenty of distance between Josh and Gotto to make it work, and then hopefully Josh B comes into a bit of a gap where he can get some straight line mode and hopefully get a bit of a recharge, because I'm sure he's going to have blasted through that ERS, maybe even on the recharge as we speak, just so for any potential possibilities. Yoris down in P4, some 10 seconds behind Josh B. We just got intervals. As we're on board with him, we do see him pick up a 3-second time penalty. So Yoris, that's going to affect his place at the end of the race. But can he get enough of a gap during this race to not lose any? As we see the car struggling on the exit there. He tried to get the power down, but just couldn't. And to be honest, he was nearly lapped, nearly pit stop distance away from Z6 then. Was nearly basically overtaken, pitted at the right time there to not have to suffer that kind of humiliation in a way. But it's not. I mean, he's still got some strong pace, so let's hope that he can do something with these medium compounder tyres. Damping has been into the pits, managed to get out in front of his teammate, and I'm sure that Gotto will take these an extra lap or two to try and have the best mediums for the end of the race. But you don't want to let Damping. We've seen it. I mean, we've seen it. I think last night, we're going for the undercut could massively help. As I mean, Damping, he's not actually too far behind. He's come out in a pretty decent place. You can see the battle for the lead of the race right in front of him. The potential lead. We've still got Josh and Gotto to pit. But he can see that battle unfolding in front of him. And can he get the straight line mode? As Gotto now into the pit lane. Does Josh B following him? No, Josh B continues on for another lap here. But Gotto into the pits. Where will he feed back into this race? Into the box he goes. Mediums slammed onto that Alpine. And let's watch the boys as they make their way down. The person to watch is Dampin. And there's Gotto. And I tell you what, Gotto had a good in-lap there. Very, very good in-lap. He's put himself potentially... Has he got the straight line mode from Mad Max? He hasn't. But I'm sure he will use this opening lap to try and get within straight line mode distance of Mad Max. Mad Max on 7-lap old hard compounder tyres, as you can see on your screen. As we get Nick into the pits once again. Going probably for the mediums till the end of this race now. No, another set of hards for Nick. As we get QDR rooting with the fastest lap now, a 1:30.134. Good lap there from the QDR driver. So Gotto in straight line mode. Distance to Mad Max Trixie, which will help him out massively. And now he just needs to clear Mad Max Trixie and get back onto that rear diffuser of Dampin. Really has got to get past. He'll probably go for the move into turn 1, I would think, Gotto. As I think Mad Max Trixie there, just using some ERS to try and stay in the lead. And this will be the place where Gotto uses that ERS advantage now. Hopefully down the straight. Can he get past Mad Max Trixie into turn 1? Josh B is in the pits. He should feed out just behind his team. Well, might be quite a bit behind his teammate. It was a 7-second difference. As I think King James, does get past Josh B in the pits. As we get Yoris with the fastest lap now at 1:29.265. But let's have a look at this race as it stands. As we've got AMS in at P2 and 3. Brandon's done well to get back into the podium fight as we see T-Ox going on the attack against Z6. But Z6 holding on to the position. We've seen Brandon there having a bit of trouble on the exit. Car getting unsettled as he went to put the power down. Now, the battle does commence. The teams are different up at the front though. Obviously we had Brandon splitting the TRS team. Well, in front of the TRS team at the beginning of this one. And hasn't really been able to do anything, Brandon, since that little bit of a fall from grace we've seen. We've seen him lose a lot of positions. But now he's back in the chance with a crack at a podium. With just 9 laps remaining, including this one. 8 laps remaining, including this one. There's contact there from T-Ot. Did he just outbrake himself? And I think Z6 might... That looks like a bit of a revenge nudge. Let's go Z6, yes, but... Massive... Nah. That's not good. Z6 looks like he slammed the brakes on there. On T-Ot. And it's racing that you just don't like to see. That was very... Z6... I could only say that looks very, very dirty from them. Really did slow T-Ot down on the exit, which allowed Brandon through. And now Gotto just got to be mindful that these two have locked horns and it hasn't ended well. So he's got to be mindful driving in between these. But Dampin does lead now on those medium compounder tyres and has a healthy lead. This could be the race win, signed, sealed and delivered for TRS. But let's watch this battle unfold. Are we going to see a bit of argy-bargy once again in turn 1? Z6 shooting it down the inside. Brandon allowing the space for Z6. Side by side on the exit. Zedzix though back up into P2. Brandon now feeling the pressure from Gotto. Gotto having a little look. Trying to make his way through is Gotto, but he's got this battle unfolding in front of him. Gotto now, power down. Maybe using a bit of AERS. Is he trying to get the moves done? Gotto will have to go all the way around the outside against Zedzix. But it looks like Gotto, the Welshman, is up into P2 on those mediums. And now, can he chase Dampin down? It's going to be a tall order for the Welshman. Can he get it done? I think it's just going to be out of his reach. 2.2 seconds. Once you have that lead of that like over 1.5 seconds, I just feel like that's it. Race is over. Like, you're just battling for P2 at that point. Gotto just trying to pull away from Zedzix and Brandon. It's going to be Zedzix versus the Ferrari team, because it looks like he's pissed both of them off. The sheep has become the shepherd. Well said, Titan. P2 though, come on Gotto. Let's watch Zedzix here. Is Brandon going to look to put him under pressure in turn 1? Doesn't look like it, but Mad Max Trixie is trying to put T-Ot under pressure. And T-Ot defending well that time round. Managed to keep Mad Trixie at bay. Let's have a look at Josh. I mean, all this battling up at the front could have actually helped Josh. But is it? Is he going to be able to get into a position where he's fighting for a podium? With the time that splits them, I really don't think so. Gotto would have to park the bus. And I mean literally park the bus everywhere he possibly could to get Josh back into this one. Yeah, but what a race it could have been for Josh without that incident. But yeah, it looks like this man is going to be crowned your race winner here at Bahrain. Barring any mistakes. Just took advantage of at the right moment, didn't he? Zedzix and T-Ot locking horns, running off track, and he just knew. You just do. When you see that going on in front of you, you know you've got the position. And they're only going to continue battling on, which is going to help you extend the gap. So, yeah, Dampin, timing it to perfection. Timing it to perfection. Got Yoris making moves. Yoris and King James in a bit of a battle. 4 P8. Oh no, he's gone past King James in the pits actually. King James pitting. And I'm sure it's going to be it's a hards for 5 laps. Maybe just doesn't have the mediums to go to the end. Gotto has managed to find some time here to Dampin. I think Dampin's made a bit of a mistake on one of the corners, as now the gap is 2.1 seconds. Sometimes you can just get a little bit laxy-daisy out front. I mean, I've been there myself. I led a race at Las Vegas. A bit too much power on the exit of turn 4. Seen me go into the wall, lose my wing, and I did manage to secure a P2, but I've been there where you can have them little moments where you just lose some time. And yeah, Gotto still trying to chase down Dampin here. Josh B is closing that gap to AMS T-Ot. 2.9 seconds now the gap, and T-Ot is in a bit of a lonely base. He's dropped out of straight line mode. He's not got the boost on this lap. So, as we are on lap 25, we have got Gotto, who really has locked in 1.8 seconds. He's got the gap under 2 seconds. We've got 4 laps to go here. Still be a tall order for Gotto to achieve. to get onto the back and see Josh B with the 3-second time penalty there, but he's got time in hand. Joris 7 seconds behind, and Joris does have a time penalty themselves. But if Josh does catch Tiot and Mad Max Trixie and gets past them, he's only going to potentially lose those positions once again at the end of the race with that time penalty. But one of the time penalties could be due to a moment, who knows? We'll have to wait and see at the end of the race. Might have a chat with Josh myself and find out what happened on that lap for him to lose a couple of positions, get out of the battle for the podium. Gotto is trying to push and he just can't. You can see him, he's left, he's got Z6 out of that boost zone, but he just can't, no matter how much he tries. Like, that gap is staying just under 2 seconds. And I'm sure Gotto will be proud either way of the result. A podium after what could be said was not the greatest qualifying from Gotto, but still getting on the podium in at P2. Should be happy with that one. I think if there wasn't that battle between Z6 and Tiot, Gotto would still be on the rear diffuser of damping and really putting damping under pressure, because his pace is looking very strong. He does look quicker than damping on these hard compounder tyres. I mean, mediums. Yes, he does have that 1 lap advantage, which can be quite massive, especially in league racing. But yeah, he's just gained another 2 tenths on this lap alone. He really is pushing his Gotto. Really is wanting the race win here, the AERT driver, as we see Frank the Tank, who's had a bit of a fall from grace in this race as well. Obviously due to the moment that he had the incident, as now Frank catching it there. You could see that McLaren heading for the wall, luckily enough. He managed to pull it away. Joris in a bit of a lonely race. King James, it's all looking quite lonely for these drivers, just gaps everywhere. We've got a battle for P12 where it's Haas versus Audi, and the Audi team just trying to hold on to P12 and 13 here, with Zero trying to take it away from them. Is Gotto going to try and provide some last lap drama here? Is he going to get into that straight line mode distance of damping? Damping, brilliant exit there, but Gotto as well matching him. And Gotto is on the push. He is on the charge, people. I didn't think it'd be possible, but Gotto is showing that the impossible can look possible here. He just needs a 1/10.5 to get into that straight line mode boost system. And can he get it done? No, I think damping, just using some ERS there to keep Gotto at bay. I think Gotto just needs a lap. If he can get in the straight line mode on this lap, he sets himself in good stead to go on the attack on lap 29 into this very corner. His pace has looked strong throughout the sectors. Was damping just maintaining the tyres? Was he just holding up a bit so he could have that tyre wear on that final lap to keep Gotto at bay? We've got Z6 and Brandon. It's McLaren versus Ferrari. And is the Ferrari going to come out on top this time? Brandon giving Z6 the space. And that's better racing between the teams there. As it looked like Brandon was trying to shoot down the inside, but Z6 defense once again helping him maintain that podium position, the final podium position here in this race. And it looks like Gotto's just going to be out of range from damping. as this man, I'm sure we're going to see a few stewards' inquiries at the end of this one. We've seen a few forceful moves, people just running people off track. Oh, has Gotto done it? He has. Gotto is within the boost distance, and now Damping going to be feeling the pressure because Gotto's going to activate it. He's going to use everything. Well, not everything, he may just try and wait until a different part of the circuit, try and get as close as he can to Damping to go on the attack. Good turn one from Gotto. I mean, if Gotto doesn't get it on this lap, one more lap would have seen Gotto win this race. I think his pace has been absolutely brilliant throughout the race so far. As we still see that battle continue on Z6, Brandon and Mad Max Trixie in the battle for P3. And we only need to see the Ferrari and the McLaren lock arms again, and we could see a TRS P1 and 3 here this evening. But that's if the drivers decide to lock arms, and they are doing. And there we go, and it's Brandon. This is the opportunity for Mad Max. Can he get it done? Gotto just hasn't got the pace on this final run. As Brandon and Mad Max and Z6 locking arms once again. And that's Mad Max Trixie moving through into P4. Can Mad Max take that final podium position? But Damping, I tell you what, one more lap and he would have been feeling all sorts of pressure. The race win would have been under question. But Damping takes the race win here in Bahrain. And Gotto with a great P2. Z6 will get P3. And Brandon manages to get P4 away from Mad Max. And Tiot and Josh will come across the line in a P6 and 7. And that was a very good race, people. Very interesting race that we have witnessed here in the AERS console assist. And I'm sure that this race result, I mean, I don't think I've seen Damping involved in anything, so I think Damping definitely has the race win. Didn't see Gotto involved in anything. So P2, P1 and 2, I would say secured, but I think P3 definitely under question. P6, Josh could potentially get that with the incident with Z6 and Tiot. So yeah, a lot happening in that race. A lot happening. But that has been your race for the evening. Damping with the win here at Bahrain. And Gotto picking up P2. Race winner is Damping. Then your fastest lap, I think, went to... Who's that? It doesn't even say their name. I don't understand why it's not even saying the drivers' names in this, but there you go. We need to get to the result before that disappears. So, export session. Do that for the old grumps. But yeah, that has been console no assist. Sorry, no assist. This race this evening, and what an interesting one it was. As I said, I think there's going to be a few stewards' inquiries regarding some of the racing that we have witnessed here this evening. But nonetheless, you know, Gotto, great race. Damping took the opportunity when he could in regards to getting the race lead with that moment with Z6 and Tiot. So, yeah, definitely one. So, yeah, that was the assist. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night as we once again will have the pleasure of covering the PC no assist with the Ferrari Esports team being involved. So make sure you join us for that race tomorrow night. Should be absolutely legendary. It was a great race last week. Are we going to see a team try and put Ferrari under pressure for that race win? Stanislav and the other AERT driver of Grego really did go for it. But are we going to see something else? Are we going to see SCI try and get some points? They are bottom of the championship currently. So they need a result at Bahrain tomorrow night. But from me and everybody here at AERS, thank you for joining us this race. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Thank you to Titan, High RPM, Grumpy. Thank you to Gotto, as always, the legend with the gifted subs. Absolute legend he is. As well as Justin, all the other people that have shown the love to the stream as of late. So yeah, thank you so much. But everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, and do not forget, here tomorrow night, 7:45 for PC, no assist. Enjoy the rest of your evening, people. Take care. Much love.